Hi everybody, Radical Gardener. Well, um, let's see. Let me start with, it's Tuesday. Is it St. Patty's Day? Okay, it is. And it's gorgeous out, 83 degrees. It's hot. I have actually not used any air conditioning in my car or the house. I'm really getting myself to being acclimated to the climate here, because it's a very abrupt change to the body. And actually I was real sick yesterday, and I think I got sun poisoning from the day before. So now I know that you do not go outside without wearing a hat. I know you should drink a ton of water now. I mean, I am learning quick. And I got a weird bite on my foot, and I saw, oops, you've got to wear boots out here. So I went and bought myself a pair of wellies at Tractor Supply, which is like my favorite place to shop. My wellies, aren't these cool? And so I've got those, and I got my overalls. So yeah, you have to have pants on and wellies. None of this walking around barefoot kind of stuff, which I love to do, but I can do that around the pool and that. So whatever, I just, there's a lot of things to really be concerned about when you're out here, with the elements. I mean, the bugs don't die. It doesn't get cold enough to kill anything, and so it just lives in the ground. You're walking on it; they're waiting for you. So, anyways, yeah. Anyway, I'm just really excited. I've got so much going on. Now I have a lot to talk about. That's why I really didn't want to make any videos. It's like when I'm just sitting here and babble about nothing. But anyways, today I went to this farm ranch, and she uses all Baker Creek, and they're actually turning a section of it into a nursery. It was a great connection, and talked to the two guys that run it. And he's lived in Florida since he was 7 years old, and he's an organic farmer, and the guy just knows everything. So I'm definitely going to interview him. So just everything from composting to what have you. So that was a great connection. And then I was telling her about Greg Canaris, and I'm sorry, Pete Canaris, and then God, I can't remember Greg's last name. That is he's kind of the dad of permaculture. He was just in, I think it was Jordan that he was doing the whole permaculture thing. But anyways, I told her about them, and they want me to get them their emails, and they do workshops out there all the time. So it was just a great connection, right? Because there aren't a lot of gardeners here. Not as many as you would think. And I asked her about that, and she says, no, she's really hard to garden down here. She says, you got to know your stuff. So she was just a great connection. All right, and then next I went to Tractor Supply, got my wellies. See? So did I already say that? Anyway, so I'm now ordering my 3 raised beds. My soil's coming on Friday, organic soil. I'm getting 18 yards of that. And I will put a link below for the raised beds, because they are the best I've ever seen. So they cost $149 a piece. You will have them forever. They come up to your waist. They're about 6 feet long. You can plant a lot of stuff in them. They have slats so that it's breathable. It's really important for your roots of your plants to get air, which was always kind of a problem with my buckets. They're just great. They're great. So I'm really excited. Let's see. And I found actually on Amazon a link to worm castings, a ton of worm castings, a ton. That's right. I'm not saying, a ton. It weighs a ton. So, and we can just have them deliver that. We can put it in the garage, and then I can just get what I need. And I think the price was a little under $500, but even with the screaming deal that I made on that worm casting stuff that I got in Detroit. Remember, Joe had to go walk through the pit bulls and everything to get it. We were like in the ghetto. I got an itch. So anyways, that would be great. And then I'll be set. I'm set for, really for the year. Yeah, I'm just so excited. It's going to be great. I also am going to show you I'm going to take a ride around. I want to show you a couple of gardens I did see while I've been delivering toilet paper. Okay, so that's that. I will show you the front tomorrow. We're going to put a bunch of fruit trees out in front, and I'll show you what we're planning on doing. So we'll do that tomorrow. And I'm going to show you the house next week. I'm finishing up some things so you can see what's going on here. And I'm going to a home plant sale on Saturday morning and picking up plants for in the house. So, you know, we're rocking and rolling here. What else? What else? God, I'm losing so much weight. I mean, I just can't eat in this heat. It's just awesome. What else? What else is going on? Okay, so let's talk about what's going on. Listen, on the toilet paper thing. There was no toilet paper 100 years ago. We do realize that, right? And I'm sure people didn't walk around with poopy butts. I'm just pretty sure of that. And so grab a washcloth and some soap and wash your butt. Oh, honestly. But you know what? Some people just want what they want. And that leads me to the, well, how do I say this? Because I really want to be kind about this. I'm annoyed at how cocky the preppers are. I think that if you are not sharing what you have with people that need it, then you're really not much of a human being. You know, people, I mean, so for example, I'll see that people will say things like, well, we warned you, well, we did. You know, everybody has a learning curve. People only operate out of their own experience. They don't do things because you told them to do it. They do it because they've decided it's something that's needed in their life, or they've decided it's a good idea, or they've learned something new and it's led them to that decision. But come on, really? And the fact that people are hoarding things and not sharing, you are not much of a human being if you're doing that. And if you're nervous that people are going to rip you off, well, then meet them in a parking lot and give them what they need. So that brings me to what is going on in my community. What a phenomenal community. And I'm hearing from other people on Facebook it's going on in their community too. And so they've set up a thing where we can notify each other and let people know you know, where we've seen supplies if they need them. Another thing we're doing is we've created like a delivery service, like for the elderly and, you know, for people that can't get out and buy things. So now what we do is we're asking people what they need, we're making the delivery. So I've been making deliveries the last 2 days. Well, you know, I've been a prepper for 20 years. So, you know, I don't have a ton of stuff, but I mean, I have enough for us. And like I said, we don't even eat very much anymore. I mean, that food's going to last us forever. So, you know, I drove around and dropped off toilet paper. You know, there was this gal, 17 years old, 3-month-old baby, doesn't have a car, couldn't get out. And so I met her on the corner with, you know, she was close to her house, in her stroller, and we filled, you know, she put the baby in her arms, we filled up the stroller with food, and sent her home. I mean, come on, really? You know, so if you don't share what you have, you know, I'm so glad I was raised with the mother that I was, because we were on food stamps and my mother was on disability. And but my mother was a phenomenal cook. And so she's always making stews and, you know, stuffed cabbage. And I mean, when my mother cooked, there was just my mom, my brother, and I. And we lived in an upper flat, and she would roll grape leaves. I mean, 200 of them. There were like 3 of us. But everybody that came through our door, my mother fed them. And she made them eat. You know, they said, well, I don't like grape leaves. She'd go, oh, you'll like mine. And sure enough, they did. But you do not help people. And again, you want to be safe about things. but meet someone in a parking lot. So I did that yesterday. I met someone and gave them what they needed in a parking lot. I have a lot of dry dog food. Well, Little B really doesn't have a lot of teeth, so he can't really eat it. So why not just give it to people who are running low on pet food? You want their dogs to starve to death? Come on. So, I know people watching my channel are people that are kind and thoughtful, and hopefully that's who I draw to this channel. But shame on anybody that isn't out there really helping. That you can really shift consciousness by just staying at a higher vibration than the hoarding, thing. And please, I have no time for the I told you so's. Kiss my ass. That's where I'm at with those people. You can, again, I said this before, you can tell people all you want, but they will know what they need to know or want to know when it's time for them to know it, right? And you can't rush it, you can't force it. Oh, yeah, whatever. I think it's amazing what's going on right now. I think it's really gonna show the best and the worst of us, but I think there'll be way more best of us than there would be worst of us. We all heard about the creep who had 17,000 bottles of that frickin' sanitizer or whatever it is, stuff that you put on your hands. Why anybody even thinks they need that, I won't know. Wash your frickin' hands. But people want it. People have babies. They're panicked. They're nervous. They think that this is a real pandemic. So whatever. That guy, his feet were held to the fire. Everybody came down on that dude's head. What a creep. He was hoarding it. And there are people that really, really thought they needed it and were really worried about not being able to get their hands on it. So, he got a lot of pressure and a lot of browbeating. And, I think he's donating it now. Good. Good, yeah. Make the wrong right? And that we forgive you. So tomorrow is my full day of gardening. I finally can get back to it. It's what I came down here for, right? It is such a different reality here. Living in the sunshine, like every day, makes your life better. Everyone's happy, people are friendly, people are always waving. I've never met so many polite people in my life. Unbelievable. I just love it here. It's like Midwesterners that, because there's so many people here are from New York. Almost every single person I've met is from New York. And they just plop themselves down here in the sunshine, and everyone's just happy. They're just happy they're here. They're happy they're in the sun. It's just great. You can't say too much about the sun, can you? Anyway, I'm kind of rambling, but I'm kind of not. So, just excited, but you guys are used to that. All right. I am going, on the comments, sorry about that. I'm trying to fix it, and a good friend, I thought I fixed it. Now I'm seeing I'm still not getting your comments. So you guys go ahead and just email me so I know you're out there. I really miss your comments. Sometimes I'll get 40 comments, from my little channel, and I love it. I look forward to it. So you can email me, and that's always in my links below, and it's Kate Hart at speakeasy.net, and I'd love to hear from you, and I'll get that straightened out in the next couple of days. It was just something that happened that was random. I didn't change anything, so I don't know how that happened, but it happened. Maybe someday they'll give me all my subscribers and my YouTube videos back. Wouldn't that be amazing? Oh, and that's another thing, you guys. Check it out. Google. Someone or they or whatever, but they got pressure because the algorithms are gone. Yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, anyway, Radical Gardener, from my garden to yours. May your garden always grow. Sending you a hello. Okay, goodbye.